Welcome to the spiral. Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
We're on episode 3.
Isn't this fun?
Yeah. How do we do this?
Remember how excited I am about burnout?
Never thought I'd say
I
that.
know, right?
It's like, dang, burnout.
Right. It's just because I have so much to talk about.
Well, don't mind my notes today. I don't even think you noticed. But my goats literally
Or
chewed up my like a quarter of my paper is gone.
I like that.
Damn goats. Talk about no
Aw.
boundaries with goats, right?
I feel like watching videos of tiny goats prance around is a good way to deal with feeling burnt out. Aren't they
Yes.
cute?
Because it just brings you so much joy.
They're really cute. I feel like I need one.
Uh-huh. You do. You need all of them. So burnout. What does burnout look like for you?
Well,
Loaded question.
that is a loaded question. First of all, I wanted to ask you, like, do you know anyone in your life that isn't at least a little bit burnt out?
Uh-uh.
Like, legit?
No.
I
Literally, I cannot think of one
Me
person.
neither. Me neither.
Which how sad.
Isn't it sad?
Yeah, that is a sad reality.
We're a real mess.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, should we maybe just talk about like how, I mean, burnout is more than just being tired, right? Like, it's more than just feeling overwhelmed. It's more than like, I don't know. It's like a deep, like chronic, emotional, mental, physical exhaustion.
Yes.
Like, it's so heavy.
Something you can't easily pull yourself out of,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of like when you think of depression. And, depression versus sadness. Depression
Exactly.
is you're laying in your bed for weeks.
Right.
You
Not
can't get out of
just
bed. You can't do anything. It's not being
you're
sad.
bummed out.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's deeper and more intense than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Feeling irritable all the time.
Mm.
Right?
Yes. So there are emotional and mental symptoms,
Mm-hmm.
physical symptoms, and behavioral changes. Like you talked about with depression, like staying in your bed all day, the same
Yeah.
thing with burnout, which looks like that, withdrawing from people,
Yep.
procrastinating, missing deadlines.
Kind of becoming cynical.
Very much so.
Right.
Very much so.
Shoot, are we burnout?
I mean, do we have to ask that question?
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
It's a lot, and it is. It's hard to get out of it. And to be very honest with you, this podcast has helped me very much. This is how I'm treating my burnout
Oh, immensely.
because I'm enjoying it so much.
I know. And even though we love our clients, right?
Oh, absolutely.
We love what we do.
Yes. It's just heavy.
It's heavy. And we were getting a little burnt out.
Well, and I think for therapists, burnout is it's like burnout on steroids for therapists.
Yeah.
Because we are holding space for people all day long. We are carrying heavy things with people all day long. And then it doesn't stop at work.
Right.
We've got families that we support and we've got friends that we support. And it's a lot.
Well, and I mean, there will even be times where my husband will be like, "What's going on? You're so quiet." And I'm like, I mean, I just sat with 6 people
Mhm.
for 6 hours, listening to them,
Yes.
helping them with processing their thoughts, their feelings,
Yes.
right? I mean, that is emotionally draining.
And it's not like people are coming in here to tell you
Happy
all the good,
stories.
right? It's heavy stuff most of the time.
Yes. I mean, though we enjoy the happy
Absolutely.
stories,
Oh,
right? We love
absolutely.
to celebrate
Yes.
those with our clients, but it is heavy stuff. Heavy shit.
This morning, actually, we talked about this before we started. This is just a tiny example of what burnout looks like for me. I had to get labs done this morning,
Uh-huh.
and I needed labs for 2 different providers. And I got in there and I gave her my paperwork and realized that I was missing one of the slips, one of the lab orders for a different provider. And
Don't like that.
first of all, there were like 3 people behind me in line. It was kind of busy. And I was like, I know that lab order is in my car, but I literally can't. Like, I
Yeah.
cannot. And even though I know, like, now I'm gonna have to freaking go back. I'm gonna have to go back and do it again. I could not get up and walk to my car
It's too
and get
much
that order.
effort.
It was too much. So I was like,
And something so simple,
so simple.
right? And I think that is one of the key
Right.
indicators of burnout.
Exactly.
Like something so simple is too much,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
I also read that people who work in the human service field, so not only therapists, right?
Mhm.
Anyone who deals with humanity has a very high chance of burnout.
Right, caregivers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Caregivers, nurses, right?
Right.
Doctors,
Yes.
really anyone
And I don't
anyone
think
that deals with people.
I mean,
Even
really,
customer service.
absolutely.
Oh my
That's probably
God.
worse.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I worked customer service
Oh my
and
gosh.
woof.
I can't.
Speaking of woof, I think you'll appreciate this. Do you say woof when things
Oh,
are like,
oh yeah.
woof?
Even my son says it now,
Is that a nice thing?
which
Or
I love.
a lot of people do that, right?
I think so, but I feel like we've like
Yeah, like it's a lot. I say
oh,
woof
right,
multiple
every
times
day.
a day. And Home Alone, Buzz, your girlfriend, woof.
Yeah. Is that where it came from?
I don't know, but I like
What a
it.
good movie.
It is a good movie. But the other day I was talking to my sister, and I mean, we will probably hear about my family's chaos. I don't know that I'm ready to get that vulnerable yet, but she was just talking about some stressors and we were texting and she texted all caps bark bark. And I was like, "Huh?" And she was like, "This is bigger than a wolf."
Like
So
times up.
really I'm going to do bark bark from now on.
I like that too.
It's real intense. It's a bark
Right.
bark. It's
Right.
bigger than a wolf.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, and burnout not only happens in professions, right?
Right.
It can happen as being parents.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Can it ever?
I mean, we could do like several episodes on
We could do several
parenting burnout.
episodes on my burnout behavior.
Oh my God. And
It's
even though I probably shouldn't be sharing this because I'm scared people will call CPS. I mean, Austin already knows this story.
I really like this.
Ugh,
It makes me feel better. That's why you have to tell it because it makes me feel like, okay, I am not
the
the
worst
only one that's really not
because I'm a
very well.
worse mother
You're
than
the
you are,
worst. I'm just
right?
kidding. No, this was good parenting.
So, shout out to all of those people out there whose significant others work midnights
Mm,
when you have children
mm.
because it is it is hell trying to keep your child quiet, right?
Oh yeah.
And I mean, even like I think about my mom when we were young and my dad worked midnights, like, oh my gosh, I have like a new
Appreciation.
yes. I mean, keeping your child quiet so your spouse can sleep. That gives me so much anxiety. Like even thinking about like I'm just like, oh my God, like
Yes.
so, I have a 9-year-old boy who is very rambunctious, right? Very sweet, very wild. He's all
He's a
boy.
boy.
He's
Yeah.
boy, right? Boys
Mhm.
are so much different than girls. So you know, it was a day my husband, of course, had worked the night before. He's trying to sleep. I was making something in the kitchen. The weather wasn't good outside because we were inside. We've been lucky because we've had a lot of nice weather, so I can
Mhm.
get him outside, right? But this day it wasn't. So he was bouncing this beach ball and he was doing it on the kitchen floor. My husband's sleeping in the basement. And I'm like, Bud, can you please stop, bouncing that
Mhm.
ball? And he just looked at me and he's bouncing it, bouncing it, and bouncing it. And I'm like, okay. Like I'm trying, like I'm kind of praying, like, okay, maybe he's just gonna stop.
Right.
Maybe he can hear like
How frustrated you're getting.
yeah, and the seriousness in my voice, right?
No, they don't.
So after like 3 times, like, Bud, please stop. Dad is trying to sleep right now. He legit looks at me, and I feel like it was like one of those slow motion moments in a movie.
Mhm.
Like he looks at me, we make eye contact, and he just bounces that damn
Oh,
beach ball.
that's the worst for me. That
And I am like,
intentional, like,
yeah,
defiance.
yeah, like I'm not gonna listen to you. I don't care what
Right.
you say.
Right.
And I don't care if you have that like
Right. You're clearly
you're getting frustrated, right? You have that like scary tone to you. He didn't care.
nope.
I mean, more power to him. I gotta give him props. Like, he's like,
Like,
nope, you're not gonna scare me.
whatever.
I ripped the beach ball out of his hand and I was cutting something up. That's what I was cutting something up in the kitchen. I take the knife and I pop the beach ball. Like, and my son's jaw dropped. Like, I've never seen him react that way. Like, he could not believe that
Right.
I popped his beach
Right.
ball, but I had had it.
Yeah. You were burnt out.
I was burnt out,
Mhm.
right? And I mean, not my proudest moment,
Right.
like,
Right.
it's
And
really crazy, actually, but also, like, that was true burnout. Like, I'm like, "No, like, I cannot
can't take one more second.
no, I cannot take one more
Mm-mm.
second.
Nope.
Like, now I'm gonna flip my lid."
Hmm. 100%. Yes. And again, it's because it's multiple like if that was the only thing you were
Mhm,
dealing with.
mhm.
And so much of it is like you talked about in this situation, right? Like that anxiety more than anything about upsetting somebody else.
Right,
And we'll talk more about that next week.
right. Yeah,
Um, I mean, we can't talk about burnout without talking about boundaries,
yeah.
but we're not going to talk a ton about boundaries because I think that's what we're going to talk about next week.
Mhm.
Unless we're still talking about all of our unhinged burnout behavior.
We kind of have a lot,
It's a lot. I mean,
right?
I have a lot of stories that I probably shouldn't tell because people will be like, well,
Worried for us.
I think I sometimes like, again, talking about kind of therapists burnout on steroids, like we sit in these appointments and we sit with these people and we listen and we support and we
Yeah.
validate. And all the while, regardless of what's going on in our lives, regardless of how we're feeling
Mhm.
physically, mentally, we have to keep ourselves regulated
Yeah.
or at least pretend to. And that requires, like, I could cry thinking about it, legit. I'm getting emotional. It requires a
Yeah,
lot of energy.
does.
And again, love our jobs, love our lives,
Yes,
but it's heavy stuff.
it
It
is.
is.
Absolutely. So, different stages of burnout. The first stage is the honeymoon, right? And we kind of think of like in a relationship, that honeymoon stage, right?
Hmm.
You're excited, you're happy, want to be together all the time, you're optimistic. So, that is, I would think, before burnout,
Sure.
right? Like maybe when you start a new job,
Right. Right.
when things are fresh, when they're
Hmm.
new, they're exciting.
Sure to say that you're probably younger and have more energy.
Yeah, right.
If we're talking about,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Like you're getting 8 hours of sleep at least.
What's
Unlike us
that like?
moms.
What's that like?
So then the next stage of burnout is the onset of stress. So
Mhm.
that's when you're getting a little more fatigued, irritable. You might have some anxiety, loss of focus. Then there's the chronic stress stage. You're getting resentful.
Mhm.
You're becoming cynical.
Mhm.
You're feeling kind of powerless. That's when you know you're hitting burnout.
But I feel like it does kind of creep up
It
gradually. And
does.
that's
Yeah.
why we aren't taking care of ourselves
Yeah.
when we don't, because we don't notice it. It creeps
Right.
up. Like, yeah, I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling stressed. And it just,
And I think it's even easier to notice in other people,
oh, for sure.
right?
Right. Like you're snappy more often.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, you all right?
Yes. Right. So maybe even being aware for others
Sure.
and maybe talking to them, offering support
Mhm.
to them, right?
Yeah. Again, we're going to talk about this, I think, a lot. Supporting each other, realizing that the best thing you can do is talk about it so you feel less alone. It doesn't fix it, but knowing that you're not going through it alone is incredibly helpful, which is why I think we've gotten so much good feedback because people can see that. We talked some negatives about social media last week, but I do think that's a benefit. Like I will scroll,
Yeah.
mindless scrolling,
Yeah.
watching reels, whatever, and I see something that I'm like, oh, thought I was the only one that was a weirdo. Like,
Hmm.
I'm so glad that somebody put this out there and a lot of people are watching it because they can relate to it. And that helps me feel less cooped out.
Yeah. Like I'm not as crazy,
Right.
right?
Like, I was so happy you told me about popping that ball because,
And the sad thing is, when I did it, the feeling of relief, like the feeling of like getting that power back,
yes,
which
for a
is
second,
horrible.
right?
Right.
Because then
For
you
a
were filled
second.
with guilt.
Absolutely. Like I'm a piece of shit. Wow.
Worst core memory.
Child's gonna be in therapy talking about this one day. 'Cause it's
Uh,
the worst job in the world, right?
yeah, I told you I ripped my son's blinds out of his window like a couple weeks
Oh
ago.
no.
Could not, oh, I remember what was going on. I won't tell the full story, but basically there was some confrontation. I have a teenager and it was teenager stuff.
I
And
gotta learn from you.
oh God,
My son
I
becomes
wouldn't
a
use
teenager.
my parenting techniques. Yeah, so we again, I tried to keep my cool, I tried to whatever, but then it escalates, it escalates. I think we'll talk a little bit about kind of unrelenting crisis and what that looks like.
Yeah.
But it kept escalating and it was hot out and he had his window open and the air conditioning was on. And he's
Oh.
been told many times, you can't have your windows open. Our windows cranks are kind of hard to
Uh-huh.
like, they're hard at first.
Right.
And I was trying to close it and the blinds kept getting in my way. And I tried to like push them up and I like panicked kind of and just ripped them out of the window, threw it on the ground. Like now everyone just thinks we're complete. This will be our last episode and we're all
Please don't call CPS on us, right? We are not parenting experts by any means.
no.
Like, you live and you learn, right?
Mm-mm. And that's not my baseline.
No. Right. Me either. Popping a
Never.
beach ball, like, I've never done that in my life. So, yeah, that gets bad.
Yep.
The last stage of burnout, habitual burnout. That's like Austin was talking about, the mental, the physical, and
Mhm.
emotional problems that
Mhm.
come along with it. And that not only affect you, but
Right.
affect others,
Right.
right?
Mm.
It affects your family, it affects your friends. It can turn into that,
Right. Right.
which
Mhm.
we want people to have support. We want those people in your life,
Right.
right? We don't want to damage relationships over
Mhm.
burnout.
And that is what happens.
Yeah.
I cannot remember where I heard this, but it makes a ton of sense. God, I wish I could remember where I heard it. I was reading or listening to something that talked about how in your 40s, all right, we've already addressed that I'm there now.
Uh-huh.
There's increasing research that your 40s are one of the most challenging times in your life. It's being kind of called like the rush hour of life. And it's because you're kind of caught in the middle. You're caring maybe for aging parents. You're raising kids. Your
Yeah.
kids are kind of getting into, sports and friends, and you're driving them around and your practices every night and games and weekends and it's a lot. And during this time, a lot of times like your career pressure is peaking
Mhm.
and friends kind of like I've noticed this a lot, like, my friendships have kind of changed at
Yeah.
this age.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so sometimes less support, right? But in my case anyways, I think it's kind of a small like, quality over quantity. Not
Absolutely.
that friends that I'm not as close with are
Right.
just whatever. Life
Yeah.
happens.
Right.
But yeah, we're kind of like the emotional hub
Mhm.
for so many
Everyone.
systems. Work,
Yeah.
home, family, friends.
Kids, parents. Yep.
Yeah,
All of
so
it.
it's
I like that, the rush hour.
yeah, you're being pulled in 10 different directions all at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
It is a lot.
And then even kind of like the existential questions at that stage in your life
Yeah.
as we age, people who are important parts of our lives, we start they're aging, they're
Yeah.
passing away,
Yeah.
and then we start kind of thinking about those things for ourselves
Right.
and the questions of like, is this it? Like, am I who I want to be? Like all those kind of like
Yeah.
big life stuff, which is probably why midlife crisis stuff kind of happens around this time.
Absolutely. Yep.
And
It's a
even
lot.
I have struggled so much with like sometimes dissatisfied, even though I can look at my life and see how much I have. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I have so much to be grateful for.
Right.
But when you're burnt out, all you can focus on is the stuff that you have to do,
Right. The
the stuff you have to
negative.
take care of.
Yeah. It gets difficult to pull yourself out of that
Mhm.
once you're
Yeah.
at that point.
When it gets that deep, that's why, just like with medical stuff, prevention is the best medicine. So we have to really be paying attention
Mhm.
to the stages of
Yeah.
burnout so that we can nip it before it gets there. And I do also just want to mention women have a higher risk of burnout. Check.
That makes sense.
Caregivers.
Yeah.
Check. I mean,
Yep. Absolutely.
helping professions.
Right.
So we are really in it.
Oh, no.
We got the biggest burnout risk,
Absolutely.
which is why we're ripping blinds out and popping balls.
Uh-huh.
We cannot be blamed.
Nope.
But also, maybe we need to start coping in healthier ways.
Yeah, for sure. So, how do you cope when you're in burnout?
Okay, this is probably kind of silly. I have shared this with a couple of my clients, and I don't know if anyone else shares this strategy. It's kind of weird, but when I feel just really heavy, really overwhelmed, really just like dark, I think I've shared this with you. I go to the car wash. I haven't done this in a while.
Yes.
I probably should. So, when you go like in the stall of
Yep.
a car wash, it's kind of dark and
You're trapped,
right.
right?
And I'm
Like you
alone.
have to
Yeah, you have to
stay in
sit,
that spot.
right? And often I don't have cell service in there for some
Yeah.
reason, which is also good because part of dealing with this stuff is setting your phone away. So I go to the car wash and then it gets darker, when the soap covers your car. And then when it washes off, it's like symbolic for me of just kind of like washing away all that heavy stuff.
I love that
It's really
so
silly and
much.
it's really
No,
little.
it's not silly, but that's a very good grounding
Yeah. Yeah.
mindfulness
'Cause we don't always
exercise.
have an hour and a half to go get a massage or the
No,
finances, like,
no.
there's things we can do, little things, 5
Right.
minute breaks,
Yep.
you know?
Absolutely.
Do you have kind of a go-to?
Gosh, I would say right now, just being outside on the water,
Yeah, oh my gosh.
right?
I loved it out at your place.
My God. Yeah, my new thing, paddleboarding.
Mhm,
Like,
I
I love
love
it.
it.
Like, I feel peace out there. Like, I can just get out there. I can exercise if I want. I can just relax. Actually, I thought a lot about our podcast while I've been paddleboarding, which is a good thing because I
Yeah,
love it. So,
exactly. Yes,
just
doing
brainstorming.
things that bring you joy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we do get away when we are in the rush hour of our life, particularly, we are taking less care of ourselves
Right.
because we have so much else to do.
And it's so hard anyways. Not that we are just promoting moms or females, but like it's hard as
Mhm.
females,
Mhm.
moms,
Yeah,
kind of the primary support
right.
of a family to find self-care time,
Yes.
right?
And I guess to kind of defend men,
Don't
like we
do
do,
it.
we do kind of do that to ourselves
We do.
sometimes, right? We take
Absolutely.
those things on.
Because we know best, right?
We know best. And I
We
think
think we know best, right?
historically, right, like it's been the expectation that
Hmm.
we do it all. But again,
Hmm.
that was before women were in the workforce. That was
Yeah.
before. So we still kind of
All
carry
these
that mindset.
extra responsibilities.
Right.
And even like parents living longer. I mean,
Yeah.
there's lots of
Yes. Yes.
other factors that have changed with that.
Yes.
But I like that. I like the car wash. I also wrote down other mindfulness, like the
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Yes.
right?
Grounding kind of techniques.
That helps us get grounded.
Do you want to say more about what that is?
Yeah. So it's basically you sit there and you focus on 5 things that you can see. So you're going to look around. What are 5 things I see right now? Right. And try to do this when you can focus your mind on it. Right. Because if you're distracted,
Right.
it might be difficult.
I think that's an important point that I often will share with my clients when we're kind of talking about these coping skills
Hmm.
is to practice it when you're well,
Yeah.
because otherwise you're going to forget that you have this tool.
Right. And practice makes perfect. The
Right.
more you do it,
Right.
the easier that tool is going to be to grab and use it when you need it. Right.
Mhm.
So 4 is 4 things you can touch around you. So whether it's like a couch you're sitting on, whether it's like the fabric of your clothes, just kind of focusing on each thing that you can touch. 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. So that is a very easy mindfulness
Mhm.
grounding activity that you can do anywhere.
Mm. Like when you're feeling like your thoughts are all over the place, you're
Yeah.
not focused.
Yeah. I mean, I do that a lot, like, even when I'm taking a shower. Like,
Yes.
because sometimes that is the only time I have to myself,
Yes.
right? Or if I'm doing the dishes.
And I do like that kind of like do one thing. If you are taking a shower, you are focusing on the sensations, your 5 senses, just focusing on those things to get kind of out of those racing thoughts that we have all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Slowing our minds down in the rush hour of life.
And the idea of kind of doing these things when you're well, I think kind of plays into the idea of paying attention to the unrelenting crisis, which I mentioned earlier. So I always kind of the version of this that I explain is like, I wake up in the morning and my coffee didn't brew and that was a frustration, and then I spill my coffee and then I'm on the way to work and my son like forgot his backpack. So we have to turn around and go home. And then I get to work and, you know, whatever. It's all these little things. And then I drop my pen cap and I flip a table. And
Yeah.
people are like, that was an overreaction.
She's a psycho.
Well, no, it wasn't about the pen cap. It was
Right.
all these little things that
Yep.
occurred before that happened.
Mhm.
But I wasn't checking in with myself. And we say, well, I don't have time. You got to make time
Yep.
because otherwise, burnout leads to physical. You know, you are more likely to get sick. Your immune system is weakened. And
Mhm.
then, I mean, just like when you're physically sick, your body makes you rest.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen.
Right. And it's not gonna be good at that
No,
point.
no, you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that I like is, if people like to journal, and if you
Mm-hmm.
don't, even if you're just in your mind kind of
Yes.
talking to yourself, but what's draining my energy the most right now? Right. So, like, kind of
Mm-hmm.
stopping and taking a look back. Like,
Yes.
what is draining my energy the most?
Mm-hmm.
And what can I do to fix that?
Yeah.
Is there something I can do to fix it?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask for help? Can
Right.
I,
Yes.
reach out to other supports?
Yes. And that's a huge one. We talked already about not asking for help,
Yeah.
especially your friends want to help you.
Hmm.
People who care about you want to help you.
Absolutely.
So let them.
Yeah. Which is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to let others help us.
Yeah. I feel really sad that we're getting really close to the end because I do feel like I have a lot more that I want to
I
talk about,
know.
but we probably should wrap up because people don't want to listen to us for more than 30 minutes.
Are
Yes.
you sure?
Yes. Oh,
Maybe our husbands don't want
they
to, but
definitely don't. I want to mention too, though, about the rush hour of your life because it sounds very like hopeless and defeating. Like, how can I even carry all these things? I really like to look at it also as a decade of deep clarity. So
oh,
you are, yeah, I'm very emotional today. Like, I feel like I
I
should cry.
know.
Why? You?
Well,
Because I'm burnt out.
it's okay if you do. You're in a
Um,
safe place.
Thank you.
And our friends are listening,
Yes.
right?
You're figuring out what really matters to you, like what's important.
Yeah.
You're dropping kind of these performative roles, toxic expectations,
Yep.
comparing yourself to other people. I have like 40, I don't know if it's perimenopause, I don't know what it is, but I really have kind of like I've cared way too much what other people think about me my whole life, and I'm kind of like I'm getting more and more unhinged as
Like, I don't give
like I don't care.
right.
I don't care.
Right.
I'm gonna do what's best for me,
Yeah.
what's important to me.
Yeah.
We will in boundaries, we will talk about kind of setting healthy boundaries, but also not going too far because I think we've kind of gotten I hate the word toxic, but toxic with that too. Like the self-care is like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do and nobody else matters. So we gotta find balance.
Yeah. A happy medium.
But we're rediscovering, and especially because our kids are a little bit older, rediscovering our joy, our purpose, like
Yeah.
finding our voice, which is part of what this podcast is.
Yes.
So I
Absolutely.
feel like it's like burnout meets breakthrough in
Yeah.
30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Definitely.
that. So kind of the urge to hold everything together collides with the need to just kind of let some things go
And
and figuring out what that is, what that looks like.
becoming who you want to be
Yes.
or who you're meant to be,
Yes, and
right?
I do feel that. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm working on it.
definitely.
I'm still a hot mess, but I'm kind of
No,
okay with it
right. Absolutely.
within reason. I don't want to rip blinds out a lot, but
No, right.
yeah. But just kind of know you're not doing it wrong. You're
No,
just doing it.
you're not alone.
You're just doing it.
Yep. And you're doing the best you can.
Yeah.
Giving ourselves grace when we rip the blinds out, when we pop a beach
Right.
ball. Like,
Right.
not our proudest moment,
No.
but we're doing the best we can. Right?
I talk a lot to my clients about how guilt serves a purpose. All emotion there's no good or bad emotions. All emotions serve a purpose. So
Yeah.
I felt guilty
Right.
when I ripped those blinds out,
Mhm.
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because that drives better behavior.
Because you should feel guilty. Right.
Right.
I should feel guilty for popping myself a
Right.
beach ball.
And you have to give yourself grace.
Right.
It's
Right.
not it's not an either or. You can feel guilty and drive yourself to do better and not beat yourself up about it.
Yep.
Nobody ever got better beating themselves up. Like nobody gets better by being berated.
Right.
That's not it just makes you feel worse about yourself and increases icky behavior because
Yep.
If you feel like a piece of shit, you act like a piece of shit,
Uh-huh.
right?
Absolutely.
I do have a lot more that I would like to talk about as far as coping, but I think we can probably maybe it's a good opportunity to share on social media, kind of some of
Yeah,
those things, and we can talk
absolutely.
definitely more about that in boundaries.
And if you guys have any questions about what we
Yeah.
talked about today or
Stories.
yeah, and we've gotten so many good stories from people. We
Yeah,
appreciate that, and
I
we
love it.
read them, and we love that you guys are listening and that you're getting something from this.
Absolutely.
So this
Yeah.
is what this is about for us.
Yeah, and if you ever like if you have anything that you would like for us to talk about,
Yeah.
let us know. Send us a message. You can send us a private message. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and I did just start a YouTube.
Yeah.
Shrinks on a Brink podcast.
Yep.
So follow us, share with your friends that are also in the rush hour of life so they can maybe get some benefit.
And thanks for listening.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye.